Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mila, you're my book Nook, and today we have a desk tour. Now, no one asked for this, and you know what, I was like, my desk is relatively clean. Well, that's a choice of words, but my desk is relatively clean, to be honest. It's not like super duper fancy or anything, it's basic, but I figured maybe it would be interesting for some of you to figure out how my desk setup looks if you are a budding bookstagrammer or booktuber or book blogger or whatever, and you want some tips and tricks from someone who's not like a tech channel and someone who uses this on a regular basis, and it's functional and it's aesthetically pleasing still, but it's functional, most important of all, and it is not money consuming, so to speak. So simply put, this is the desk. This is the area where all the YouTube magic happens, essentially. How else would I put this? Yeah, so I guess let's get started. To the left of me, don't mind the lamp, we have my three Billy bookcases. You guys are a little crooked. The three Billy bookcases, and then we have my desk. Now my desk is just like an IKEA tabletop with like legs. I don't know what tabletop this specifically is, but it's like this light wood. I have a desk mat because that's important to me, and I have various things sort of scattered around, I guess. I have books and all that stuff. So I have my microphone, which is what I'm wearing right now. I like this one because a battery lasts for like ever, basically. I think I've had to charge it maybe like once or twice since I've gotten it. And it also has like an iPhone inserter, and it has two mics. So if I'm ever bringing someone on, they can also use a mic and I wouldn't have to fiddle with anything. Yeah, I just have, it's a fairly simple setup, I think. So I guess I'll just chat about sort of the specs in a way. Please ignore all these wires and ignore the tablet because I have to make sure I am in frame. So this is my Samsung monitor. I usually have this monitor light on top here, but since I am filming, it is acting as my temporary studio light, I guess. I have the Rivendell wallpaper from off of like, what's it called? Steam, I think it was. And yeah, so I will link as many things as possible. I think this is like 2 inches. Is it 32 inches? I don't even know. I don't know how big this is, but I really like the white because I had a black one. If you remember previous videos before I turned everything around because I moved stuff around in my room, I had a black monitor, and before my dad put up the monitor, I asked my brother if he wanted to switch because he has a white one. So I like my monitor. I like the white. It's a little dirty in some areas, but whatever. It's not super obvious on camera, hopefully. Then I have my sort of, I guess, plug-in station in a sense. This is my blue SanDisk USB is my vlogging USB. So all my vlogs, all that footage, separated into folders, put on this USB. It's 128 gigabytes. And then my black one is for my talking down videos. So the videos like this, book reviews, book recommendations, all that stuff would go on the black one. And I was editing like an earlier version of this, but it was like kind of blurry and I didn't like that. So this is me refilming it. And then this is my mini PC. So this is a mini PC with 32 gigabytes of RAM, 500 gigabytes of storage, and that is expandable to, I believe, 2 terabytes. So I can buy like a terabyte stick and pop it in. And this is great, to be honest. Sometimes it lags a little bit, like if I go too fast and I'm clicking too fast. I wonder if it'll show. But sometimes if I'm clicking too fast or if I'm opening something too fast, it'll like show up like halfway, and then I have to hit like the Windows button so that it actually like fully shows up, which not the end of the world, but it's sometimes it's a little tedious, but yeah. Otherwise, it's great because I can edit all my videos on here and I don't have to take over my brother's PC, which is downstairs, and it gets cold in the basement. So, like, I should probably put on another pair of socks. But yeah, so there's that. I will link this down below. I think I got it for like $400. It was a pretty solid investment, and it's been doing good. It's solid. As far like I'm not a gamer or anything, and I don't do particularly professional videos. So with the graphics that it has and all the system operation stuff that it has, it works perfectly fine for me. It takes up a minimal amount of space. I'm probably gonna see if my dad can attach it to the wall somehow, or if I can attach it to the wall somehow. It's great. It has a decent amount of ports. It's fast. It connects to my monitor. Like, that's all I need, really. And then I just have like a bunch of different things. Let me just pull that up a little bit. So I have this like stack of books that I feel like is going to fall over any second. So so that is my computer. It is my laptop. Before I got the mini PC, I connecting my computer to my monitor and all that fun stuff. And I have this little laptop stand thing. I sometimes add like my tablet on there or my e-reader on there and stuff. I do have like this is actually like a wooden-ish print thing that I got from like the dollar store, and it was hanging up on the wall, but then it fell when I rearranged it to this wall, so I have to get command strips for that. So this is an Asus ZenBook 14, I believe, and it's solid. It's probably getting to the end of its life, but whatever, it's solid. I have this sort of like catch-all little thing. I like how it's vintage, and this is sort of like not entirely a woven material, but it's like sort of a woven material, so it's a catch-all. I have a scanner for another video, but I have a scanner. I have a pencil case, other little tidbits. So this was actually one of those little shelving thingies where you put the books diagonally as sort of like a display thing on desks. And it took up a lot of space when it was in the configuration where I put the books diagonally. So I took out the thing and I flipped it over, and now it takes up a lot less space and I can have like a stack of books. So there's this. I've got some like planners. I've got some DIY stuff. I've got some books. I've got some other notebooks. I've got some books over there, so like Penguin Classic-ish. I've got this little box. This little box will not stay on my desk for particularly long in the near future, hopefully, because this little box is actually going to be eventually shipped off to my friend Helen in the UK. So I'm just like slowly gathering things. I don't know if I'm going to decorate it, or I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm not very artistic, so to speak. So I'll just leave it at this. This does serve as like a sort of platform for my lamp. Like that's where the lamp sort of sits. So there we are. And yeah, I'd say that is sort of it. I know this isn't a particularly long or particularly, I guess, detailed one. I'll link everything down below. I'll put all the info on the screen as well, because I don't know the info off the top of my head. The PC is probably the thing that I spent the most on. The table we had, the monitor my dad bought, laptop I had ages ago. This was like $30 probably. Like it wasn't that much money. The thing that I probably spent the most money on was the mini PC, and I think that it was worth my money because I needed one. I could not continue taking over my brother's PC, although he doesn't really mind. But I just wanted my own dedicated sort of piece of equipment, tech equipment, I guess, that would help me, that will let me do the long videos and the long rambly ones and edit however I like. So yeah, so that is it for this video. I hope you enjoy. Let me know your thoughts down below. Like, comment, subscribe, do the usual. Let me know if you have any questions, if you have any designer tips, if you have any other tips. So yeah, like please let me know if there's anything I can do about like the ghosting, I guess, because my dad hasn't figured anything out and I haven't figured anything out. I'm kind of just like suffering with it. Not the end of the world, but you know, I kind of don't want it to happen again. This is a 60 hertz monitor. That's like the max, which I don't really care because I am not a gamer or anything. I don't do professional video editing. This is a Uanier vertical mouse, which is great. It's pink, which I think is a very cute color. And I have this Sermon M75 keyboard. I don't know if you can see it. It's like a Hopefully the mic picks that up. I wonder if it will. That's pretty cool. It has pretty cool RGB lights and stuff like that. So yeah. So that is it for this video. As I said, everything will be linked down below to the best of my abilities. And I will see you in the next one. Happy reading!